Bom dia, mundo. It's happening again. I am getting the bread oven ready for some cooking. It's been almost a year since the last time I was out here doing this. Story was not born. I was learning the ways of this machine, this oven, trying to work out how to cook things the ancient way, the old Portuguese way. And now we're back here again. I've learnt some lessons from last time. I won't be using any treated wood. I had paint and nails and bits and pieces on the wood I used last time, and loads of people told me, well, what are you doing? So I'm going to use the wood that we use for our log fire upstairs, and we're going to cook some bread today. I've also been trimming the leaves off the bottom of this tree here because it was getting right in the way of the hammock, and if we're going to enjoy this space under here, it needs to feel like a canopy, and it's starting to feel like that now. Okay, so if you remember anything from the last time I did this, it took about 3 hours before it was hot enough to use. So I'm going to adjust my technique, use more wood, and get started a little bit earlier. Now, I can't proclaim to be any kind of bread oven master, but after starting so many fires over the winter in our log burner, I know that creating 2 channels like this with air gaps in between, with the easier burning wood at the bottom and the kindling and the cardboard through the centre, starts a decent fire. So I'm just going to create a nice big powerful channeled pyramid and then set the thing alight and get some decent heat in there. I think we need about 400 degrees for it to start getting hot enough to cook bread properly, Fahrenheit that is. So let's do this. Look who's joined us. His little baby Story. How's that? I had to give you my t-shirt, didn't I? So you got something nice to lie on. You weren't here last time, were you, Story? No, you weren't. Just doing a little bit more baby swinging, a little bit of trimming down of the tree, and Sasha just brought me a new t-shirt to wear, and I'm going to set this fire. You've also brought me the fire lighters and the matches, which I forgot. Kind of important for starting a fire. Right, let's get this thing burning. In it goes. Okay, let's get Story out of here before it gets too smoky. As you might remember from before, it's not the perfect door, but it does let a little bit of inlet and exhaust out, so it should work. It is unfortunate that whoever restored this oven didn't put a chimney in the top, because now pretty much all the smoke has to come out from the way you put it in, so you are pretty much smoked out from the moment you start the thing up. That's why I'm kneeling down on the floor here, so I'm underneath it. Alright, let's leave that to burn.
Now Jay has fired up the bread oven, we need something to go in it. So we are going to the supermarket to get some bread mix, and I'm going to make some loaves and some little rolls as well, I think. The only real benefit to using the bread oven over a normal oven is you can cook more at one time. So I'm going to make a few batches of bread and we can freeze them. I didn't really feel it made any difference to the taste or anything like that, does it? Really?
No, I expected it to give it a woody burnt taste, but it didn't.
No.
It was just because you get rid of all the logs, don't you, before you put them in there?
Alright, we're back from the shop. We got these 2 bread mixes. Easier than having to make it from scratch, so we don't have to buy all the yeast and everything. This one is a multi-grain one with seeds in, and this is a wheat and rye mix. We also got some Brazil nuts, spinach, bananas, carrots and Story cereal, which is completely unrelated to the bread making task. So this bread mix is pretty simple. I have used the whole pack and I've just split it into 2 bowls, so half in each, 500 grams in each bowl. And then you add 330 ml of water, let it sit for half an hour. After you've mixed it all together, then you make it into your shape that you want, and then you cover it and let it rest for another 40 minutes. So it is quite a long process still before you can actually cook it. So I'm going to get on with that now. Story is actually down for a nap, which is perfect timing, so I should be able to get all these breads done and passed over to Jay for the cooking. He's actually outside now manning the fire.
Look at that. It got so hot that it actually burst the door open onto the floor. It's a pretty heavy piece of stone as well. Even though I can feel the searing heat coming off this standing, I don't know, 2 meters away from it, it's still not hot enough because the stones on the inside aren't white yet. So I'm going to do some more pushing around. I know that all these stones in here have to be white, so there can't be any black left before it's clean enough in there. That one's just caught light. This is actually the perfect opportunity for me to burn some of the logs that were given to us that were too big for the stove in our living room. Our stove doesn't fit a very large size, so I can grab all those and burn them in here. And also any twigs and stuff that we've let dry out, I can do them too. Make a little bit of a spring cleaning mission of it. Every time I find a log that doesn't fit, I put it over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this kindling as well that just isn't being used for anything and burn that. This is very satisfying to know that I'm doing the spring cleaning and I'm also cooking bread at the same time, multitasking at its best. And these twigs are burning really well. Now that, my friend, is a hot oven. Oh, I can't even get anywhere near it. Bloody hell. Oh, that's a retreat. It's just too hot over there. The last time I did this, I definitely didn't make the oven as hot. I definitely didn't use as much wood. So this is going to produce some serious bread. And it's probably going to bake it pretty fast too. Jmayel. I don't know if you can see that, but the hairs of my arm have all singed away where I've been throwing the logs in.
The bread is just rising under there. They turned out quite nicely. There's a big boy under there. I just checked on Story and she is fast asleep still. It's lovely and cool in her bedroom and dark, so it's a really nice sleeping environment. Although I've just made Jay and I a coffee, so we're going to go and sit out and eat those while we wait for her to wake up. I meant drink them.
Sasha's just told me the croissants need warming up, so rather than turning on our electric oven, I'm just going to stick them in here, see how quickly it works. Alright, they're in. Let's see how long this takes. Oh my god. This tray is so hot that even with the oven gloves on, it burnt my hand. I think they are seconds away from being ruined, but I think I managed to save it just at the last second. This is not for you, Eden. This is for us. Coffee and croissants. Not for dogs. Look who's joined us outside. And who have you brought with you? Who's this?
He's your nighttime napper, isn't he?
Yeah, that's your comfort blanket for the night time.
But you brought him outside.
You're looking very summery, Story. We've been talking about Story's hair. She's got the same hair as me. When you brush it, it actually doesn't look as patchy as this, does it?
No.
It's just, if she's been lying on it, it kind of like clumps into segments.
Yeah.
And my hair does that too. You got Daddy's hair.
It's really curly as well.
Yeah. I think it's going to stay like that until it gets really long.
Yeah.
It will keep looking patchy. What are you looking at up there?
There's some birds up there. There's a bird's nest, isn't there, in the roof?
Okay, coffee time and baby time is over. Let's get these loaves in. I have to say, this is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. You have to be prepared to spend at least half a day on this. Alright, that's it. All the loaves are in and cooking now. What I didn't just show was I wet a broom and I cleaned the tiles a bit, and I used a cloth too to clean the area where the bread goes, and I've pushed all the ashes and the heat to the back of the oven, so it should cook nicely in there. We can come back to that in about 20 minutes or so. How disappointing. I just checked the breads and 2 of them are completely burnt to a crisp. All day I've been doing this and I ruined it at the last minute. I should have come out and checked it at 15 minutes. I left it for 20 because that's what I thought would be a good number. I wanted today to end with beautifully cooked loaves, and I ended up with this. Completely burnt on the top. These ones are okay. I guess I need to look on the bright side that they all didn't get ruined. But I'm just going to cut the tops off and hopefully they still taste good. After a bit of cosmetic surgery, this is how they look. Not great. Let's cut one open and see how they are. You know what? Despite the fact that it got burnt, it is actually delicious. I can't fault that. Well, I can fault that, but it's not bad. It's edible. Alright, try it out. Grab that piece in the top there. Tell me what you think.
Tastes good.
Yeah? The cosmetic surgery worked then. Success story. I did it. Yay! I'm cooking dinner tonight. We have a chickpea curry that I've lovingly prepared, and we are going to have it with all those breads that we made today. We're not going to eat all these breads though, let's be honest. There's far too much there. That's the problem when you make all these loaves. It's a good idea at the time, but now you're stuck with the load, so I hope we can freeze some. I just need to add the coriander to the top and we'll be done. I added that coriander, it was delicious, and then I completely forgot to vlog. I even watched a film in this intermission, so we've just found the camera again and we're going to end the vlog now. You enjoying your tea?
Yep.
We just watched a film called The Circle, which was kind of about vlogging, wasn't it? It was kind of about a big company that was like Google, and there was a vlogging element to it too, wasn't there?
She filmed her life.
She filmed her life. It's kind of weird to watch, considering we vlog our life. We're about to have some dessert. Don't forget, if you want to see our behind the scenes episodes, you can click here to get those links. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.